I begin in the name of the God whose mercy is profound, whose kindness is forever. In this Why Islam series, I'm going to now talk about a very important question regarding beliefs. We've already talked about belief in God. We've talked about belief in prophets. I'm now going to talk about belief in the life hereafter. It seems from the Quran that all prophets, messengers of God came to this world to let humankind know about one important part of the Almighty's plan. And that was that this life that we are living is only one phase of our life. God has planned for us another phase, which is going to commence after our death and after the day of judgment is going to arrive. Why should one believe in a life after death, even when we have not seen it and nobody has come back to us after death to let us know that there indeed is another life that should be acknowledged? As in the case of the other beliefs, in the case of the life hereafter too, the Almighty has provided us with arguments that are intellectual in nature. There are basically 4 questions that the Quran has touched upon regarding the life hereafter. Why should there be a life hereafter? How is life hereafter possible? When is the life hereafter going to take place, happen? And where is it all going to happen? The first 2 questions have been taken in the Quran more in detail for being answered. The other 2 questions are referred to but not answered in detail. In this presentation, I will talk about the first question, probably the most important question. Why should there be a life hereafter after all? The answer provided by the Quran, if we look at it deeply, is divided into 2 parts. There are 2 aspects of answer to this question that we find in the Quran. One, this present life of ours makes no sense if there is no life hereafter. And 2, if one believes in God, then one has to believe in the life hereafter as well. Let's take the first answer first. The Quran helps us understand the fact that there needs to be another life beyond this life by referring to a law that the Almighty kept in His plan while creating this world. The Almighty mentions in Surah Az-Zariyat, chapter 51, verse 49, He says, وَمِن كُلِّ شَيْءٍ خَلَقْنَا زَوْجَيْنِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ. Whatever we have created in this world, we have created it in pairs so that you may ponder and reflect. That is, in this worldly life, the Almighty has made pairs in almost everything. We have night followed by day followed by night. Both together form a pair. While night, its darkness, its quietness, serenity is needed for us to take rest. Day, with its light, provides us with the opportunity to work. The 2 together complete the Almighty's arrangement for us to work as well as to take rest and sleep. Likewise, there is the heavens and the earth. On the one hand, we have the sun, we have rainfall, and on the other hand, we have the soil, which has fertility, and as a consequence of the sunlight and the rainfall influencing and affecting the soil and the seeds that are sown by the farmer in it, crops grow up. It becomes possible only as a consequence of the 2 partners of the pair, the heavens and the earth, coordinating and coming together. Likewise, we've men and women, we've got males and females in animals, in plants, etc. So the Quran says that we have created everything in pairs, and this we have done so that you may ponder and reflect. What? So that we may ponder and reflect the fact that, like everything has a partner, this worldly life ought to also have a partner. Now, one might say that probably it's an unfair demand, because life, this worldly life, is unique, is unlike men and women, is unlike the heavens and the earth, unlike the day and the night. This response could be acceptable, but only if one is able to prove that this worldly life is self-sufficient, perfect. Like a man needs a woman to partner with, this worldly life doesn't need anyone to partner with for it to become meaningful. But the fact of the matter is that this worldly life, as the Quran clarifies, is imperfect, despite all its blessings, all the brilliant different resources that it offers to us. It still is, after all, incomplete and imperfect. It is imperfect because we as humans want justice in this life, but we don't find justice here. It's very rare that we find that people are being treated justly by humans and by the circumstances that they are given to face. Likewise, we see in this world that there are sorrows, griefs of the past, and there are fears and apprehensions of the future. That's what human life is filled with. We do enjoy this life, we do love it, but the fact of the matter is that more often than not, we are either in grief or we are in fear. That's another problem with this life. A third problem that we observe in this life is that on the one hand we have inside our personalities a conscience which is disturbed, it pricks when something happens against its expectations, when something immoral happens, and the conscience feels good, comfortable when things are going morally correct. But quite often, what we find in this worldly life is that our conscience is pained, it's disturbed, it's uneasy. That's another problem. But probably by far the most significant problem of this worldly life that makes it absolutely imperfect is the reality, the phenomenon of death. This life is brilliant. We all enjoy it. In some cases, some people more, others less, but we all love it. However, the fact of the matter is that we all know that this life is going to come to an end. And while on the one hand we know that each one of us is going to die, the fact is that when somebody dies, a relative, a close friend, or somebody we admire, no matter what his or her age, death is always saddening. It's a tragedy. It's mourned. And each time when somebody dies and people are sad, and there are people who are weeping, crying, it's as if they're protesting that it shouldn't have happened. We're not prepared for it. It's against our expectations. It's against our nature. We must not die. So, This life of ours, despite its tremendous attributes, blessings, and offerings that it makes to us, it still is incomplete and is as if a partner of a pair looking for another partner. The Quran tells us that the other partner of this worldly life is the life hereafter. It is only after the two are going to come together in the form of a pair that this life of ours is going to make sense. So the Quran tells us that even though in this worldly life there is injustice, the next life is going to be full of justice. There is going to be complete justice in the next life. The Almighty says, I am not going to treat anyone unfairly by even the slightest of margins. The other problem in this worldly life is the fact that we are either in grief, we feel sorry for what happened in the past, or we are apprehensive, fearful of the future. The Quran tells us in the life hereafter, people who are going to enter the paradise shall have no fear of the future, nor any grief of the past. The Quran also tells us that in the next life, human conscience is going to be completely satisfied, because whatever is going to happen shall happen exactly in accordance with the expectations of human conscience. And finally, in the next life, death is going to end. People will live in the next life forever. So, the next life is absolutely essential for the present worldly life to be meaningful. What exactly is missing in the next life that would make it also a partner of this life, without which it would be incomplete? Well, the fact of the matter is that if the next life, the life hereafter, will not be preceded by the worldly life that we are living in, it will be meaningless, because the next life is the result of the present life of trial. So that's one answer to the question, why should there be a life hereafter? The answer is, the life hereafter is absolutely essential, because this worldly life, without the next life, makes no sense. The other answer provided by the Quran to the question, why should there be a life hereafter, is that if we believe in God, then we ought to believe in a life hereafter. I've already mentioned in an earlier presentation that belief in God entails that we approach God, we come close to Him through a proper understanding of His attributes. It is through His attributes that we are able to understand Him. We are able to live a life wherein we know that God is there and we are in communication with Him. We are leading our lives in accordance with the attributes that we know of Him. Some of the attributes of God cannot be justified unless there is a life hereafter. God is fair and just. The Almighty declares it as one of His fundamental, most significant attributes. But the fact of the matter is that this worldly life is unfair. We know that people are treated unfairly because of other people, other humans who are stronger, more influential, and therefore are able to do things which they would like to see happening, but what they're doing are unfair. We also know that in this worldly life, the manner people are given various different situations to live in, it's not fair. Some people are born rich, others are born poor. Some are more intelligent, others are less. Some die early, others die after spending a long time in this life. Some are healthy, others are sick, and so on. So, this life is not fair, and God is absolutely fair. So, for us to believe in a fair and just God, it is absolutely essential that we believe that this life is going to give way to another life where God's complete justice is going to be witnessed in its perfect form. We also know that God is merciful. A merciful God whose mercy knows no bounds cannot be justified given the kind of tragedies, atrocities that we see happening in this worldly life. People are persecuted, tortured, exploited by others. And we believe that this world has been created and it is being run by a God who is immensely merciful, whose mercy is profound, whose kindness is forever. How can we reconcile the two, the understanding of a merciful God on the one hand and kind of injustice, tyranny, atrocities that we see people experiencing on the other? The answer is only one, that God has decided that there's going to be another life wherein He's going to make sure that whoever was treated unjustly is going to be fully compensated for what happened to them in this worldly life. So, God is merciful, therefore there is going to be life hereafter. That's what we Muslims continue to repeat in our prayers, that God is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. His kindness is immense, His mercy is forever, and He is the master of the Day of Judgment. In other words, God being Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim leads to the reality that He is going to be Maliki Yawmiddin, the master of the Day of Judgment. God is provider. He provides, and therefore there is going to be a life hereafter. We know that in this worldly life, when we provide some people with some facilities, some amenities, perks, we expect them to do certain projects, certain assignments, certain tasks for us. That's a universal principle. You provide others with facilities and you expect them to work for you. The more facilities you provide, the more perks and amenities you give to an individual, to an employee, the more you expect from him that he or she is going to work for you responsibly. Now, the Almighty mentions that this world that we are living in has been designed in a manner that the heavens and the earth are both enabling us to live a life properly, comfortably. We are able to continue living. The world that we are living in not only enables us to survive, it also gives us opportunities to flourish and thrive. But what are we doing in return? What is the expectation from us? Well, the expectation is that we behave, that we realize that what we are getting is not for no reason. There is no free lunch, as they say. There is no reason why all that we are being provided with is not going to be accounted for. So the Quran mentions clearly that we are going to be held accountable, answerable for all the blessings that we are enjoying. ثُمَّ لَتُسْأَلُنَّ يَوْمَئِذٍ عَنِ النَّعِيمِ. The Quran states very clearly in chapter 102, verse 8, then we shall ask them most certainly regarding the blessings that they used to enjoy. And finally, God is wise, and His wisdom demands that there be another life. A wise God cannot do anything which is unwise, which doesn't make any sense. So, we find, for instance, in the Quran in chapter 23, Surah Al-Mu'minun, verses 115 and 116, the Almighty asks, أَفَحَسِبْتُمْ, do you think, أَنَّمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ, that we have created you abathan, for no reason, for no purpose, وَأَنَّكُمْ إِلَيْنَا لَا تُرْجَعُونَ, and that you are not going to return to us. In other words, the Almighty is asking our wisdom, our intellect to imagine that this brilliant world, this life, our intelligence, our abilities, all of them have been provided to us with our relations, our resources, and yet all this has been done for no purpose, for no reason. How can you imagine a God who is wise to be doing something as blatantly unwise as this understanding that He created a life but did not plan for it any purpose? So there ought to be a life hereafter, because if there is no life hereafter, we cannot understand this present worldly life of ours properly, and we cannot properly and genuinely believe in God.